here back at 3J Sports. This episode is brought to you by Galveston Pepper Company. Alongside me, Jeremy, John. How you boys doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Doing good.
As always, we'll go through the grades and go over this unfortunate loss last week and jump through them, and let's just get to it. Before we get started, though, let's give a round of applause for the Houston Astros taking the AL West. It's good to see. 4th year in a row.
Dynasty.
John, I love that jersey you got, brother. It's looking sharp, man.
Thank you.
All right, man. Well, let's just jump into it. Obviously, we want to not grade the game overall as a good grade because it was a L. But I think there's some good things you can kind of take out of it, and we'll just jump to it. All right, let's do quarterback. How'd you think about C.J. Stroud, Jeremy?
Man, efficient, a couple mistakes, obviously the picks. One of them was a deflection, so really not his fault on that one. The other one looked like it was a option route, just a little miscommunication.
Like
honestly, I think the game plan needs to change a little bit. Obviously, it's hard to game plan when our O-line is just not getting the job done. I think Howard did a pretty good job, but I think Stroud did his, good as he could. Losing Dale at the end, but I don't know. Obviously, room for improvement for sure, but we got to get the line straight.
What grade do you give him on CJ?
I'm gonna give him a C-.
Right on. John, what you thinking, bub?
Yeah, I'll go C+. Just kind of hitting on the same things Jeremy just said. He was under pressure the whole game. So, the 2 picks. One was a deflection. The other one, miscommunication. I say C+. I mean, he doing what he could, efficient, like Jeremy said. But, I mean, it's kind of hard to rate anybody good this game. But so I go C+.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with y'all right in that C area. So I'll just go C on the grade. Like you guys said, the interception, one was deflected. The other one looked like Nico. It was a little bit behind Nico anyways, but it did look like he slipped, which it was 2 guys on him at that point. So it was an easy pick to scoop up. But, the ball and everything just really didn't get rolling in that first half. It seemed kind of slow. They didn't get Nico the ball. It seemed like forever. I think the whole first quarter, Stroud was able to get Stephon the ball like 4 to 5 times, and he was the only guy getting in rear receptions. But I'm gonna have to grade CJ this round with a C. His QBR was pretty low with all them the couple interceptions there, but he still was 20 for 31, 215. But got to get the ball downfield. 6.9 on the average, isn't too hot, so you want to get that ball downfield a little bit. I will say, Davis Mills did come in and threw some laser beams. They look pretty good. Not to praise our backup too much because you want CJ in there doing his thing unless we're winning, and then Davis is in the game. But he was able to get the ball to Nico a few times on the sideline and one to Diggs. But, hey, Davis did look good in there as far as backup, and you got to give Stephon put that laser beam back across the field. That was kind of fun to see. The quarterbacks. That was kind of
QB controversy. Diggs might want to be QB now.
Watch out.
Throw to himself.
He's coming for it. But I agree with you guys. C. Well, let's just jump to the
By the way,
real quick,
I didn't enjoy that play because at first, whenever they threw, I thought he was going to throw back to CJ because it was kind of like everybody was going different ways. So at first, I thought he was like, "No, what are you doing?" And then, CJ just kind of stood there. He wasn't even part of the play, but I like the creativity on that. I'll give that a A+ on creativity.
Because he got it back across, and if I'm not mistaken, who was it? Ogunabowale? Is that how you pronounce that, Jay?
Man, we'll go with that. That sounded good.
We'll just call him D.O. D.O.
We'll just call him, I know for sure, is Toa. That's it.
Yeah.
Toe-to-toe is the only one I know for sure.
We'll just call him kicker number 2. So.
Yep, backup kicker, emergency kicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made a nice play on that reception getting upfield. But all right, let's jump to rushing. What'd y'all think about Cam? John, you want to take the rushing first, brother?
C. Yeah, just. I mean, not putting on him, but I mean, again, with the O-line performing like they did, it's not much. I mean, it had a couple good runs, a couple like breaking tackles, getting, but nothing consistent at all. Just poor showing, 100%. So I'll go C on that.
C on that. What you thinking, Jeremy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go D, maybe D plus.
Ooh.
I know it's not all him. You have lanes to run through. I get it, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, he has a little bit of a burst. I would have liked to see them, try Ogbale or whatever I'm gonna go with. Yeah, but just there's no room to run. I really wish Pierce would have been healthy for this game because it looks like he'll probably be back when Mixon does, if not after. We just need Mixon back for sure. Run blocking, I mean, the pass blocking especially. Mixon's, that's one of the number one reasons we got him also, because he can help with the blocking also. So, running game, besides for week 1, has just been rough. So, hopefully they get that. We'll talk about Jacksonville in a little bit, but hopefully it's time to right the ship these next few weeks.
Yeah. I'm going to just go ahead and give him an F because I thought that was terrible. 14 carries for the whole rushing for the game, 38 yards, only averaging 2.7 a carry. I think that's just completely unacceptable. I do understand, obviously we were down Mixon, but kind of like to your point, Jay, we were dealing with bad rushing for the past couple of games now. And what the long was 9. Was that the one that Cam Akers had a couple spins in the run? He sure does love to spin. I know that.
He loves to spin. That circle button, he loves it.
Yeah, I mean, he only had 9 carries for 21 yards, and that was the starting running back for the day. So
and one of them was for 9 yards. So you're looking at 13 or what? Yeah, 12 yards and 8 carries. Yeah,
pretty rough. That's pretty rough. So that's why I'm going to give him a pretty harsh grade this go around. But again, hopefully we get to see Mixon kind of get in the mix, which we'll get to all of that here in a little bit. But yeah, Cam Akers, which I know he's a decent running back. He can't fumble, that's for sure. I guess he didn't have any fumbles this go around, but I know he's a receiving type, outside kind of running back as well. But yeah, that grade was pretty rough on him, but it looked pretty rough on the field, to be completely honest. So, well, let's just go ahead and jump over to receiving. What do you guys feel about that? Jeremy, you go ahead and take this one.
So, yeah, I mean, one big play to Nico, the 34-yarder. He's obviously our big play guy. They must have been doing a pretty good job guarding him. Obviously, he's our one. They know that. He's our big play guy. We look for him in the 4th. I will say we got the ball to Stephon. Like, he got his targets, 10 catches, 94 yards. No big plays yet for him. I think that's coming. But, I guess this week with Tank Dell, missing, we'll see a lot more from both of them. So, yeah, I'm going to go receivers. I mean, B+ for me because the amount of time that CJ had and then still to get them the ball, like, that was impressive. Like I said, overall, like, O-line just has to do a better job. So, I mean, it's hard to throw deep. It's hard to make big splash plays when you got 2.2 seconds back there with, David Carr type blocking. So, it is what it is.
Yep, can't disagree with that. John, what you feeling about receivers on there, brother?
I'd say about the same B. I mean, Diggs had some grabs. Nico got a couple. I'd like to see more of that. I mean, it's hard to grade them whenever Stroud doesn't have the pressure, or Stroud is under pressure the entire game. So I think they did a good job of, I'm sure probably a lot of those routes, especially digs, were maybe just, maybe option routes, cutting it short, coming back to it, hot routes. So those seemed to be good, but I mean, yeah. B.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to just go, I guess I can agree with that. We'll go with a B with them because just kind of with 10 receptions, 94, that's not bad. They were obviously trying to feed Diggs the ball. He had 12 targets. Collins, 10 targets, 86 yards. So, but yeah, he had that big catch. So he was averaging 21 and a half. I don't know if the issue is, you got to get Nico involved earlier, and 4 catches from Nico, but 10 targets. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's rough. That's rough.
That's not a good ratio there. You want it to be pretty close to the amount of targets, as many as receptions. At least that's the goal, right? Trying to catch every ball. But I don't know. I was glad they were getting Diggs more involved because I don't want to be too harsh on the game overall. The Vikings did a great job at taking care of business. Obviously, a couple of our old players were handling up, getting some sacks on us. But yeah, 10 receptions, 12 targets from Diggs. I'd say that's a pretty daggum good game from him. He just didn't find the end zone. Tank, 5 catches at 62. He had a few across the middle, if I'm not mistaken, that were nice snags. But yeah, I'm not. Again, I was listening to the game and catching it here and there. I was at a conference through the weekend, but did y'all guys see? Was it drop balls or was it just good defensive plays by the Vikings?
Yeah, I mean the Vikings defense is definitely on point. Like they're the real deal. I mean, so it was a combination of everything, but they were definitely doing a great job of stopping the big play. Well, that and the fact that we were putting a tight end on Grenard, no offense to Farmer Gronk, but that's a tough assignment. Plus, Grenard's going against his former team. We let him go.
He was fired up.
He's fired up. So
I saw that one play where he just ran him straight over. Like, get out of here, little boy, type of thing.
Yeah, and he's a big dude, but those DNs, those pass rushers, not to be played with.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, is he one of their? I mean, I would assume he's one of their top defensive rushers.
I think he is their top.
Yeah, he had 4 total tackles, 3 sacks.
Yeah.
So, hey, good game for him. He was a Texan, but it is what it is. We had to take that. But yeah, receiver wise, I'd have to be in agreement with you guys for the most part. It's kind of hard to get him the ball whenever CJ's running around and not having enough time, but I guess that leads us to the offensive line, and we obviously know there was a lot of hate coming Tunzel's way with a lot of talk going on. He had 6 penalties overall in the loss. Not to mention he's been flagged 10 times so far this season. All of last year, he had 11 flags. But what do you guys want to go ahead and give that grade? John, what are you feeling on that one, brother?
That's a DNF. Did not finish. Did not complete the course.
There you go.
I mean, actually, part of me just wants to skip this because what is there to freaking talk about? It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous. The one thing with the illegal formation, so I heard they were saying it's a point this year where the linesman is, the offensive lineman has to have their head, equal with the center's belt line. And, maybe one of those I can understand. But apparently this year it's letter of the law. They're just calling it. It's like
they made an example out of us.
Yeah, I mean, get your crap together. I mean, it's freaking ridiculous. It's so retarded. And then the false starts. It's. I mean, I know Minnesota's a loud stadium, but I mean, what are we doing? It's ridiculous. That's all I gotta say. It's ridiculous. We need to get that definitely shored up. Play better, run blocking, pass blocking, all that, and then you can't play crappy and all that kind of stuff, and then just have. I mean, how many penalties did we have offensive line.
11.
Tunsil had ridiculous. So yeah.
At least we
Not
had
excessive.
11 penalties. And not to mention we had 12 last week, but this past game, 6 penalties were on Tunsil.
And I'm not trying to put anything on D'Amico like that kind of stuff, but I mean, you are the head coach. You can't have a team that's not disciplined like that. So you better, give some good motivational speeches to the O-line at least to get them back with confidence, playing with confidence and, sound football. But yeah.
Jeremy, what you got to add on that, man?
I mean, yeah, no, I totally agree. It was rough. Of course, loud stadium, great defense, great pass rushers, doesn't help either. But I think the only bright spot that I even read after the game, I didn't realize watching it because I was so agitated, was Howard didn't allow any pressures. He did good on the pass blocking side. And obviously Tunsil is still one of the best. That's why he's paid that. He's still one of the best pass blockers. But the middle
think he
part
is
of
the
it,
best, technically.
Yeah, I would say now. I would say, overall, like him and Trent Williams are probably 1-2, But yeah, he's always one of the best. But it's just the middle game. It's you got to cut down those mistakes because it erased a lot of big plays, and we're having trouble getting big plays right now because of the line. So when we do make them, let's not bring it back. So yeah, I mean, it's an F overall because it's got to shore up. It's I don't know if Slowick needs to change some stuff up or go with some quick stuff, or I'd like to see, I know we're talking about receivers right now, but get the ball to Schultz more. Get the ball to, like Farmer Gronk, like get those short routes. I get it. You got Nico to feed, Stephon and Tank to feed, but man, right now we don't have a lot of time. Your best friend's a tight end. So I wish they would get Schultz involved a little more, honestly. And Mixon, when he comes back, obviously will help, catching the ball. But we'll see.
Yeah. So, mate, to add on to your point, John, they're making an example out of us pretty much, and Tunsil took accountability. I saw some interviews from him, and he said, they're just going to work on it and get better each week. That's all they can, take accountability, expect better from him next week, which I expect more from him coming up. And part of me starting to wonder if Bobby's got so many, weapons for CJ to throw to, is that causing too much issue for him not calling the right plays? What do you think about that, Jeremy? You think OC needs to just kind of do something a little different, or?
Yeah, it could be. As far as what they've all said, Stephon said all the right stuff, been a great leader. With all that being said, though, you still have to feed them. It's just the way it is. Like every receiver wants to get the ball, and he's a star. Obviously, he knows that, Nico is the guy we look for when we need the big play. He is the one. That's all we paid him. But yeah, you're right. It could be a problem that Slowick's trying to get the ball to everybody, trying to make everybody happy. And obviously, Tank Dell's, hadn't got it as much. But maybe this week without Tank, we'll see a little more, equality between Diggs and Collins and go from there. But yeah, because that's the big difference from last year. We added pieces. We didn't, like the line's the same.
May have lost Jeremy there. John, you still there?
Also, so keep everybody happy.
Yeah, my thing is, it's just, I understand what y'all are saying and stuff, but it's like, I don't care about freaking people being happy. It's like, if Stroud doesn't have time, it's not getting touches here or there. I care less about that kind of stuff. It's like, Stroud's going to distribute the ball if he has time. It seems like 90% of his dropbacks he's under pressure right away. It's like, and like Jeremy's saying, maybe design more plays, little quick drops, get Schultz involved, not to get Schultz involved because for his ego or happiness, but you don't have time. You don't have time. So the O-line just really needs to step their game up. And as far as scheming, Slovak, maybe run a little more bootlegs, a little more, play action stuff to give Stroud an actual drop back and give him a second to scan the field. At this point, I can care less who's getting the ball. We just need to shore up the offensive line, in my opinion, and the rest will come, in my opinion.
Yeah, the pressure on dropbacks, as I'm looking now, Stroud's got it's varied. He was pressured against the Minnesota game 44% of his snaps, though. That's a lot. But he's averaging about 32, or 30 to 36, which is about 7th in the NFL right now. So that ain't good. We got to get him more protection. And obviously, he does well with getting out of the pocket, because usually when he's getting pressured, he's got a 66%, 67% completion rate, which is, it's dropping from when he's not pressured. He's 113 on his passer rating, and it drops to 60% when he's pressured. So we got to get him more time. That's the key there.
Right.
But with that comes being able to open up that rush and get our runners going.
Oh yeah, they're shutting down the run game, or at least last game, and the Bears game pretty much. Besides a few little splash, runs here and there. So it's like, if you don't got a running game, they're just stacking the box and putting pressure. It's like, they got to worry about the run, so just let's put the pressure on them. So
I agree.
Smart football, but not good for us. So
yeah, he needs that safety route, like a John Dunn in 7-on-7, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Well, let's jump to the let's go to defense. Obviously we got our score kind of ran up on us there. What was the final score? 34-7. Jeremy, what'd you think about our overall defense, man?
I think our DTs did good. I think our DNs got pressure. Aziz is playing really well. Petrie's playing well every week. Justin Jefferson's one of the best, obviously, if not the best, probably the best receiver in the league. It's just it's tough. Like, I will say this though, the Colts game, obviously we dominated. Bears games, great defense we went against. Minnesota, great team, great defense. It's gonna be some rough ones, but I like our defense. I really do. I sent y'all a thing earlier. It showed that we have the most pressure rate with Hunter. Will Anderson too. So we're doing things right. We just we got to shore up the run defense, and we got to turn those pressures into sacks. What the sacks we had was what Anderson had one. So it all came from our D line. I can't wait to get Christian Harris back. I can't wait to get Autry back. I think after week 4, we can bring them off IR. So that's 2 big additions coming up with this defense. So I love the way they're using Petrie also. I will say that. He's playing what he played at Baylor. That nickel, that playing on the line. He's much better at that than playing safety, deep safety, which I think Bullock was a great pick back there. And he's getting better every week. He had, another pick, didn't he? So, yeah. But I don't know. Just keeping better every week. But I would say, probably C+. Got a loss, so you got to stop them. We didn't stop them.
Agreed. Some of the plays just kind of – Jefferson didn't have a ton of yardage.
No.
Let's see overall. While I'm looking that up, John, what'd you have on the defense, brother?
I'd say C+, B-. They played pretty good considering, us turning the ball over a couple times, putting them in bad field position. It was only 14-0 at halftime. I think it's kind of snowballed a little bit. Fairbairn missed a field goal that put them in great field position. I think they did pretty good. Yes, I'd love to see them play better, and with the people coming back, like Jeremy said, it's going to improve the whole defense there. But I don't think those 34 points are really reflective of them getting their butts whipped. They got put in bad spots sometimes. that game. So they look decent. They didn't look good. They didn't look as good as Chicago or Indy, but who knew Sam Darnold was the second coming, but
right.
Yeah. Weird to use the word possibly elite with Sam Darnold right now, but he's been doing well this past few games, so you got to give it to him.
Yeah, and they also had a good game plan against our D, so they were able to get a couple things, that I wish we would have stopped. But again, not horrible. I mean, definitely could improve, but in my opinion, that's the least of our worries right now. It's the defense. So
yeah, it's just odd because you look at statistically. I mean, really, Aaron Jones had one busted play where he had like a 40-yard run out of his 100, so we had held him to 60 yards besides that one run.
Right.
And then Jefferson only had 81 yards, which I know that's an only had 81 yards. That's a great game for anybody else, but it is Justin Jefferson, so the plays he had, the touchdown that he had, the defensive back fell. And
try to guard Justin Jefferson for 5 seconds. Yeah,
that's pretty tough, man. He's slippery. We know what he did at LSU and what he's done in the league. So, but overall, I'd have to say I'm gonna just give him a C- just because the score. But I'd have to agree. The score kind of reflects more of a beatdown than what it really was overall. But yeah, the guys, we're great at tackling, but sometimes we let some of the receivers make plays when it matters most, and we got to make sure that we lock those down and shut that down. That's what's going to make the big difference. Big plays on defense when we need it. On third downs, don't let them get these big, getting it within the zone and making these catches like Jefferson did on I think a few first downs, the one in the end zone. And then offensively, we just got to take advantage of when we're moving the ball. We got to get points on the board. That's what we got to do. Fairbairn, it's okay, man. You've been literally kicking your butt off. And, you just happened to miss, which I don't know how far it was. Was it in the 50s?
Yeah, it was 50. Something. It was like low 50s. It's 50-yarder.
Yeah. And shoot, you got to give it to Minnesota. The defense handled up on us. Their offense played it efficient, as they've done the past few weeks. And you got to give it to their kicker. He put one up from, 58, I want to say. So, yeah, Minnesota, I mean, hats off to you. We'll accept our loss, but it ain't about how hard you get. It's how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep going. Like Rocky says.
Pause.
That's how winning is done. But, yeah, so we'll take our loss week 3, but going into week 4, y'all want to add anything else on week 3, guys?
Nope. Don't want to.
Let's just erase it. It's gone. It's over with.
Yeah,
that's right. Short-term memory. Moving on to the next week.
We lost to a really good team, so it's not as bad.
The Jaguars, however you pronounce it. John, what do you think, man? How you feeling about us? I'll just go ahead and start with Tom Brady ranked us still in the power rankings at number 5 going into week 4. So appreciate it, TB12. The GOAT giving us some kudos there, saying even though we lost, he still believes in us and that we'll bounce back really good this week against the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, my opinion, he's on the hot seat. He's man, did he get? I guess he got paid, right? He got paid, and then now it ain't working out with my old coach Doug Peterson. He's down there biting at his nails, probably worrying about his job right now. But shoot. John, what you think, man? Jaguars, what are you thinking about the game? How you think it'll turn out for us?
I think it'll be a bounce back. I mean, hopefully D'Amico gets us back in form, disciplined football, just playing fundamental, and I think that's going to be enough to take care of them. It still is the NFL, but I mean, yeah, if we get some pressure, on them and just run the ball better, how happy it would make me to just run the ball better. Open things up for CJ to get him more time to get everybody involved. But yeah, I'm predicting a win. I'm not going to say easy, but we should get the job done. And I have full confidence that D'Amico will get the troops ready.
I think so too.
Barring some, just real quick, we're missing. I was looking at the injury report. So Tank Dell is out with ribs.
Okay.
Nico when they asked him, I think he missed 1 or 2 practices, but they asked him on Friday. Personally, he said he's playing absolutely, was his quote.
Sweet.
I know Mixon practice, but they said he's still questionable and he may probably not even play.
Yeah.
I think the only other one was Ward with a groin injury.
So Mixon may not be balling?
No, it's going to be Akers most likely.
Yeah, he practiced, but they're saying they're probably not – even if he touches the ball at all, it's not going to be a heavy load at all. So
the high ankle sprain, that's tough. You got to wait a little bit.
Yeah, and then Ward, I think, was the only major injury that I saw in the report. And they were speculating if it was a groin, but if you can't go, then I guess they're saying Bullock would fill in that spot. So,
okay.
A few injuries, but I mean, I think we should be okay if we just play disciplined ball out there, boys.
Yeah, I agree. Jeremy, what you got, brother?
Oh, sorry. It was technical difficulties over here. To your point earlier, yeah, Lawrence got paid. Word on the street is he used a big chunk of that on hair product, straightener, and a lot of scrunchies. So anyway, he's supposed to be in the film room, but whatever.
He's got great hair. He's got
great
hair.
Does. Hey, great hair. You know, hey,
Yeah.
whatever. Each its own, right? But yeah, man, we should kill him. I mean, if we don't get a win, there's some serious problems. So far this year, besides for the Panthers, well, I guess now the Panthers have Dalton, so I would say the Jaguars right now are the worst team in the league. If you look at what they've done so far. So we should come in and dominate. I mean, I know we're missing Mixon and a few other key pieces, Dell, but if we really are, which
losing Jeremy there a little bit. But yeah, I have to agree.
I think right away.
What you got, Jeremy?
You know, we should be
in now.
Yeah, we should dominate. Like Mills should definitely get playing time at the end. It's a dub.
Awesome.
He's dropping in and out. But yeah, I have to agree. Yeah, overall, I'd have to say that, you know, I think we'll go in there and handle business, get it taken care of. It's just a matter of executing, baby, executing. You know, just getting there and handle business. The defense handle up, offense handle up. Tunzel, simmer down. And, you know, just everybody just start handling their business and, you know, get the job done. I think D'Amico has a plan. Bobby will get it figured out offensively, getting the ball around. Get Nico involved a little earlier. At least get the ball in his hands earlier on the game, not so much later, and give the ball rolling in the second half like we did this past one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it'll be a lot. It'll tell a lot about D'Amico's, you know, gumption, where they can, you know, first time head coach, can you get the boys together and rally the troops, man, because that was not a good performance against Minnesota. But
yep, yeah, unfortunately we took that loss, but we're gonna take it like a man and move on to the next. Short-term memory. That's how it is in any sports. Got to have short-term memory loss. Get back at it. Keep the grind going. Jeremy, you want to add anything? You cut out there for a minute, brother.
No, I mean, I'm not sure when I cut out.
Dominating.
But no, I mean, it should be a W coming up, you know. So I'm looking forward to a dominant performance. PJ should ball out. Jaguars D hadn't shown a lot, you know, like their overall team hadn't shown a lot. I get any given Sunday, I get that. But division rival, we should come out just firing. I want to see some big plays. You know, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I think this is going to be – I know we only have one loss, but we're going to shake that Vikings loss off. And, you know, we're still top of the division. So get the dub and get out of there.
I agree, man. Well, as always, this is 3J Sports. We'll catch you guys in a few days.